Hello, Steve Arts 89. Well, in my mid 20s, I lived in what I think was a haunted house. It wasn't just me that had experiences. I think I had the most extreme experiences of anyone who stayed in the house because I stayed in the house by myself for a couple of weeks, and during that time, a couple of really full on incidents happened. But before that, I just had a couple of little sort of experiences, and pretty much everyone who came into that house, or stayed in that house, had some sort of paranormal experience. Now, my mother and my friend's mother, who stayed for a couple of days, they didn't have any experiences, but we never left them alone. Even when they went to the bathroom, we were basically standing in the hall waiting for them to come out. We didn't leave them alone for a second because we were afraid. Nothing happened to them, but everyone else who moved in the house had some sort of experience. There was my friend who I moved in with. She had someone would knock on her door when she was on the glass of her door, and she'd come to the door, and there'd be no one there. And because the glass windows, you could kind of see there was no one there, so that was kind of scary. And when she was in the bathroom, the same thing. Someone would knock on the glass of the door, and there wouldn't be anyone there. So she had that experience. I had another friend who moved in who had a boyfriend, and me and my friend were upstairs, and the boyfriend had gone down the street because there was a mall at the end of the street, which is awesome. And he just did some shopping, and he came back, and he came upstairs, and he said, "Were you just downstairs?" to his girlfriend, and she's like, "No," and she was up there with me. And he said, I just saw you go up the stairs when I was coming up to the door, and because you can see the windows of the lounge room when you're coming in, and he'd seen her in the middle room going up the stairs, and she'd been there with me the whole time, and he was kind of freaked out by that. And she'd had a couple of experiences too. I can't remember what she said they were. They were probably the mildest of experiences of anyone. I think she'd just heard noises in the hall, like someone was walking in the hall or something, and there was no one home. But everyone had something happen to them. And I had a few experiences, and I also saw a woman on the stairs, much like he did. I think he saw her actually more in the middle room, and then he went in and she wasn't there. I think I'm confusing his experience with my experience. I was in the house because he was looking from the windows outside as he was coming to the front door. I was in the kitchen, and I thought I saw a woman go up the stairs. She sort of had a long dress on, and I just sort of saw this sort of dress going up the stairs. And I don't think there was anyone home. There certainly wasn't anyone there wearing a dress like that, and that really freaked me out. And I'm wondering if he saw the same thing that I did, because he sort of thought he saw his girlfriend on the stairs, and I thought I saw a woman on the stairs in a dress. So that was one of the last experiences that I had there. Not long after that, we did move out because my friends moved out after that, and they wanted to get their own place anyway. And another girl moved in, and she had problems, and we couldn't deal with her, and we just said, my friend who'd moved out with her boyfriend didn't work out, and they were still together, but they didn't want to live together, so she now had a spare room. So I could move in with her, and my other housemate, her father had just moved to Brisbane after he split up with her mother, and he wanted to be closer to her, so he moved to Melbourne, and he had his own house with a spare room. So I said, look, why don't we take this opportunity? I can move in with Marie, you can move in with your dad, and basically we can just leave this person in the house behind and get out. We don't have to deal with it, because we didn't really want to stay because we really felt there was spirits in the house. There was another girl who stayed who'd done like some card reading. She said there was a man, a woman, and a child. I'd seen a woman, my friend had seen a woman, the girl who stayed saw a child, and the energy that I'd felt, the person on the stairs, the person in the kitchen, felt like a male. It felt angry. And there were times where I'd be downstairs, and you just want to just get in and out as fast as you could. You just felt like there was this dark sort of energy pushing down on you. You just had to like get out as quickly as possible. And I never really spent any time downstairs in the lounge room or in the middle room. And whenever I went into the kitchen, I just felt like I wanted to get in, back upstairs as quickly as possible, because there was just this dark energy. I felt like someone just didn't want me there. And we just said, let's just move out. So we did. I moved in with my friend. My friend moved in with her housemate. We left the other girl there. She eventually, people came and got her. She had mental issues. And the house was, I think, abandoned for a while, and eventually it was torn down, and they built an apartment block on the site. And that's my experience of living in that house. I shared a couple of the individual stories in other videos, but that was sort of the rest of it. So everyone who stayed there had an experience, and it was just sort of known, and we just sort of got out of there, and now it's gone. So yeah, feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I did actually send an email to a local writer called John Pinkney, who was writing stories of Paranormal Australia, and that he was interested in it, but he didn't enter it into the book.